What it do, what it do, what it do, good people, coming to you live from Tez TV 410. I'm your host, Tez Dean. Man, y'all see it. I got this. Listen, I'm humble. I'm humble right now. The head of God right here on the platform. But before you even speak, King, let me introduce you properly. We talking about the 3-time All-Metro Sun Player of the Year, Towson Catholic High School, averaged 24 and 4 for his career, Nike All-American All-Star Game, co-MVP, Spalding, no, let me get this correct. Nike All-American All-Star Game. He got the co-MVP at the Spalding Hoopball Classic. He made the EA Sports second team All-American, Charm City Classic All-Tournament team, Baltimore Catholic Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the Year, All-County, won the MIAA championship, scored 2,112 points in 3 years at Towson Catholic, ranked 89 in the country his senior year, and ranked number 13 in point guards his senior year. Not only the man. Let's talk to him, Malcom Delaney.
What's good? And yeah, that stuff in high school is crazy. Like the Charm City game, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't get MVP because we lost. But if anybody came up Towson for that Charm City game, they seen what I did in that, and then you know, the one in DC when I was United States team. Like,
hold on. We gonna win. Come on, we gonna peel this thing back. So because we want everybody to learn something right here today. We want it all. And like I said, Malcolm, if you wanted to, you didn't earn it. You didn't earn the right to say whatever you want and however you want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna give a history lesson. This ain't even like, you know what I'm saying? This more so like I'm gonna tell people, if people don't know, I think a lot of people do know, they don't give it credit. But if people don't know, I'm gonna just give them history lessons. Cause this, I guess it's gonna be nothing but facts. This not opinion, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you my opinion, but like when I'm talking about, like, especially me, like Tay Green, like the dudes I put in work with, I'm speaking facts. It ain't no opinion or whatever, because I've been around all these top hoopers that's mentioned. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna speak facts on it. So,
all
you know
right. Hold on, now let's before we get into it, because we're gonna go there. It's gonna get hot and heavy. We're gonna go there. Tell the people where you from.
Bel Air Road, Moravia, you know, Ironman Avenue. So I mean, I was born Lucille Avenue, Ricestown Road. You know, most of my family's from Cherry Hill. You know, but I was born Park Heights, but you know, East Baltimore the majority of my life. We moved over east when I was 1. So, you know, Ironman Avenue, I rep Ironman Avenue.
All right, now you're a pro basketball player. Now, growing up, what other sports that you played? Tell the people. I know, but tell the people.
Yeah, football and baseball. You know, football was my first sport. You know, I started Northwood. You know, 5'7". When I turned 5, I started playing sports. So, you know, football was the first season. So when I was 5, you know, I played flag up Northwood, and then, you know, that spring, I started playing down Madison.
Okay.
And then I started playing baseball when I was around, I think, like 10 or 11. Like, I was always good. Like, we always played in the hood. I always played in the hood.
Now, did you win any championships up Northwood?
Football?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. We lost in the national championship 10-12. And then 11-14, we won. Like, a lot of people don't know. Like, I mean, like I said, the people who do know me know, but like 8-10, I had a bad knee injury when I played 8-10. So, like, I was done for the season. I didn't play 9-11, you know, because I was actually scared to get hurt. Like, at the age of, like, they told my parents, like, I might not be able to play sports again.
Wow.
You know, at the age of 8-9. So I didn't play 9-11 football, and they won the national championship 9-11. So when I seen that, I'm like, that's my team. Like, that was my team, 9-11. So I'm like, 10-12, like I'm coming back.
Yeah.
So, and you know what I'm saying? You know Herb. So like after that year off, Herb want me to play 11-14 that year. So he wanted me to come straight from 10-12 to 11-14. But I ended up, coming back, playing 10-12. We lost in the national championship, and then 11-14, we won it. So, and that's a whole nother story.
Now, look, you're a football guy. You're a football guy. So they were the toughness. Now, let's baseball. Was you good in baseball?
Yeah, I was and this is not even like just saying like as a childhood star, like I could have went to the league. For me, I could have went to the league in any 3 sports. Like,
whoa, you was good like that in baseball? What
baseball, pitcher, shortstop. I play everything, but really pitcher, shortstop. And like honestly, baseball, and a lot of people tell me like baseball, and I mean, I don't know if you know Coach Derek, he coaches down Team Mello now. You can ask like some of the people who was around me for baseball. Baseball probably was my best sport. And it was like, and this is like, I never trained. Like, it's like straight coming from the hood outside to playing up north for baseball. Yeah, it wasn't I was always a quarterback, so pitching came natural to me. And, I just enjoyed the competition. So, like, if I had to rank, I think it would have been baseball, football, and basketball was I think I was the third. Like, it was my least favorite. Football was my favorite thing, basketball because of Jordan and AI. And then, baseball, I just got bored with baseball. That's why I stopped playing.
Okay. Now, what middle school you went to?
Hamilton Middle School.
Hamilton. All right. Did you play on a middle school team?
Yeah.
How was y'all? Did y'all win it?
I killed the city. Like this, and this is the thing with like Hamilton. Like, I don't even talk about middle school basketball because it really was just like, you had like, you grew up in the city, you had like middle school basketball was like something you looked up to. Like when my brother went to Hamilton, so when I was in elementary school, middle school ball was a thing. Like people don't even talk about like growing up in the city playing middle school ball. Like that was a thing when we got to go play Dunbar Middle. We played down Lombard. We had to go over West. Like I was getting 30 and 40 and 3 quarters and sitting out, like letting my friends hoop. And these are stories like it's not talked about because I don't care, but like, you talk about putting in work at every level. Like people don't talk about middle school ball. Like some of these players
we do. I mean, over here, I do anyway.
Yeah, you tapped in, but like I'm from the original Baltimore basketball. Like, y'all paved the way and I grew up seeing y'all. And like for me, like that was fun for me. Like being able to play down the dome, like playing middle school ball, like BNBL, Project Survival. Like, and like I tell people now, like I be telling everybody like towards the end of my career, like y'all want to like it's starting to wind down. They like, yo, you young. I'm like, bro, this is my 27 years straight of sports. That I didn't take off. I played. That's 27.
Commendable though. That's commendable right there in itself. Like,
yeah. So Hamilton, bro, that was fun. Like that was fun for me. That was actually like kind of like hood to hood basketball. That was like I got to play with my actual friends, and we was playing against other hood. Like you could go down Dunbar, they all from the project, they all from Latrobe, they all from the projects. You go over West and you playing, Emerson Avenue, like you going up Lamel. We had to do all that. I'm playing in the power centers where you really got to go in the hood. And you going down the projects, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to play other power centers. Like
you're gonna learn your mental toughness even before you even get to high school. You're gonna learn mental toughness.
That was fun. Like I never worked out. Like I didn't train. Like my working out was going home, going out my backyard and hooping with the whole neighborhood. I had the only basketball goal in my neighborhood. So, and there was enough space for one car to park there. So that's where I trained at. Like I went home and hooped every day. And I played in power leagues. I played everywhere. It wasn't no.
Man, hold on. But hold on. I like to send a shout out to your pops too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, because I'm listening to you, he kept you in sports. Even you just now saying, look, he didn't put a rim outside of this where I was working out at. Y'all still locked in like that. You know what I'm saying? That's commendable. Now let's go. Did Madonna come to you? How did you end up at Madonna your freshman year?
All right, so the McDonough story is like, so we it was crazy because like for me, McDonough was too far. Like my brother went to Calvert Hall.
Okay.
So when Vincent played football at Calvert Hall, everybody assumed that I was going to Calvert Hall. Like it was all, they didn't even like Tooch and they didn't even want to really recruit me. But up there, they didn't want 2-sport athletes.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
my brother was one of the only few players who they let play both because he was just good at both. So it was a struggle with that. I didn't want to go to an all boys school. Like I thought it was cool, but like I'm like, nah. You know, I still was like coming from Hamilton. It's like I had braids. Like I had, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to Cabell Hall. They couldn't wear braids. They couldn't do this. So I'm like, all right, what school do I want to go to? You know, was it Dunbar? You know, Coach, rest in peace, Coach Ben Eaton. That's my godfather.
Wow,
Like
I didn't know that.
People don't know that. Like me and Ben played together since we was kids. Coach Ben and Miss Sandra, they're my godparents. So then it was like, right, Dunbar. And it was like, that never really was a thing, but I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, the history of Dunbar, blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to play in the city. Like, my father, like, my father went to Carver. So it's like, City League, Lake was my zone school. And when we won the football national championship, I was with her. I remember this. Gilman was like the top school.
Right.
So we was practicing up Drill Hill Park, and Gilman coach came up there, and they wanted me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Gilman's basketball was second division in the MIAA. Like, they wasn't the top league.
Right.
So I was like, nah, if I go somewhere, it got to be, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm thinking, like, I want to do both college. When I go to college, I want to play basketball and football. So I need to go to a school where I can play both. Ooh. So I remember I went to a football game. My brother and them was playing McDonald up Calvert Hall. Mm-hmm. And I seen like McDonald ran out. I'm like, damn, like these niggas look like pros. Yeah. Like they like their whole style, like their whole demeanor. I'm like, oh no, this is a football school. You know, they running 5 wides, no huddle. So I'm like, all right, like this you know what I'm saying? That looked like a little interesting. So we got the call. They like, yo, McDonald's really interested in you. They didn't have any basketball scholarships. So the football coach looked at me and he was like, yo, like we need to bring you in. Mm-hmm. So I went to McDonald on a football scholarship. I didn't go to McDonald on a basketball scholarship. I went there for football.
Wow.
And, you know, for me, fresh out of national championship in high school, like Herb was like, yo, we need you to come back. You know, like it was players still playing sophomore year in high school and on Northwood. They like, yo, we need you to come back one more year. Mm-hmm. And, you know, talking to my father, I just felt like it was a new challenge. And I didn't even think about playing varsity football my first year. I wanted to play with my friends because I had a couple other friends that went to McDonald.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, my brother played JV 1 year. I'm going to go to McDonald and play JV football and just kill.
Right.
And literally the first day, I remember we went into training camp. I came late. Like I was living like 50 minutes from McDonald's. So I got there late. They went on the field. I tried to go with the JV. We started doing like pass catch drills, just like quick slant, down and out. Right. I threw 3 passes and the JV coach was like, yo, what you doing? Like you're not playing JV. I threw 3 passes. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, nah, bro. Like, and you know, this is like I'm 5'11", like 140. Like I wasn't big enough. I'm like varsity. I'm seeing like we got all D1 front line. We got, you know, Darius Hayward Bay got drafted top 10 in the league. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, Corey Davis, Justin Drummond. Like, I'm like, nah, bro. Like, this is my first day here. Like, I don't know if I can. And then I start, you know what I'm saying? I start throwing and I'm like, I'm better than this other quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't understand the politics. So, you know, that's how the whole McDonald thing came on. It came on for football.
Man, now, that year, you get past that year, that summer after your freshman year. Do you remember that summer, that AAU summer? And that was the summer that you transferred to Towson Catholic, right?
Yeah. So the quick story behind that, like, so I played varsity football. And the quarterback that was in front of me, his father was like the headmaster of the school.
Okay. So,
you know, coming from me, competitive, I didn't understand politics. So I wasn't really playing. Like they would play me at like wide receiver. They would play me at DB. I was a quarterback. So I came there to play quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that if I'm better than him, why can't I play?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the 2 games they played me, you know, I threw 2 touchdown passes and ran for 1. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? They put me in. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, let me play. So they didn't play me. And that spring, we played AAU of BCC. I broke my hand. I broke my shooting hand and my throwing hand.
Oh man.
But Kimmy English, shout out to, one of my boys, took a charge on me and I broke my shooting hand. So I had a decision to make. It was like, do I really want to play football? Like, because I was still sour about the whole season about me not playing. And I kind of started losing love for the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, if you're not going to play me, just let me play JV and just let me have fun. But, sitting on the bench the whole year and playing like spot minutes at other positions, I just kind of lost love for the game. And my father can vouch for this. I was the top 10 in the state of Maryland. I was the top 10 rated quarterback going into my sophomore year. And this is for all 4 years, like up until senior. I was the top 10 quarterback. We had Nike came in. They got us new jerseys. We had new helmets. We had everything.
Right.
Like, they changed the whole playbook at McDonald's for me. We was about to start running option. We was about to start running everything. And I woke up one day and I called my father. I was like, yo, like, I don't want to play football no more.
Mm-hmm.
And
what did he
was
say?
Like, what?
Yeah.
And he was shocked. He was like, what? And I remember this, but I'm like, I don't want to play football no more. He was like, why? I was like, honestly, I just lost love for it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, well, you had to, you know what I'm saying? You had to go talk to the coach and you had to lock in with basketball. So mind you, my hand is broke. So they call me in the office. I get fitted for my helmet, like jersey, everything. Changed my number. It was my team. They was like, yo, look, this your year. Like, mind you, I got 2 pro wide receivers and somebody that was online that went pro on that team. And I was like, coach, like, honestly, bro, like, I don't want to play next year.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was a lot of stuff going on at McDonough that I never spoke on. Like, they start saying, like, I was coming to school high. Like, it was a lot of, like,
they
racist
like
stuff.
tarnishing your name on
Yeah, they try to bash me, all because I didn't play football. Mind you, I played varsity basketball. I had a great year. Like, they was, like, going into that summer, and the basketball coach was like, look, I think it's best for you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I started looking at the transfer stuff. So that all of that came from football. Like, everything, the reason I ended up was because of football. And so once I decided to transfer, I changed the rule in the Catholic League for the transfers because, and it was another situation where it was like, all right, what do I want to do? Do I want to go in the city? Dunbar was an option again. What other Catholic schools did I want to go to? St. Francis? No, that wasn't going to happen. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't that many options. So, like you said, my AAU team was kind of connected with TC. Like Mount Royal was always TC. Like, it was like the people, Donnell Hopkins, that's my cousin. Yeah. Like, what I'm saying? Him and Darren, like, they was there. I knew, like, Tay, Ron, Nick was there. Carol, like, everybody was there. That was the school that I was most.
That's like a West Baltimore. That's like a West Baltimore Catholic League. I mean, Catholic team right there. Yeah.
So my father was like, "What you think about Towson Catholic?" And I'm like, I'll try it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, all right, we got a black coach. I was like, all right, I'll do TC. Like, it was our AAU team together. I'm like, I could hoop with them in the summer and in the fall. Yeah. So I decided TC, and they called my father and was like, look, he can't play BCL games. He can only play out of conference games and something else. So they basically cut my schedule in half. It was like, I can't play any games in Baltimore in the BCL, MIAA. Wow. Right? And they said it was a majority vote. So my father was like, let me ask y'all a question. And we was on the porch, Armin Avenue. He was like, I guarantee you I can pick every coach that voted down on him. He was like, if it was all the white coaches that voted down on this decision, because it wasn't a sports decision. He was like, if y'all knew the true history behind the McDonough situation, y'all know that he's not transferring for basketball. It was a football decision, and it's because he don't want to play football. Right. They called him right back. It was like, we don't want to. And my father threatened to take it to the paper and everything. Yeah. They was like, call me back in 5 minutes. Was like, he's clear to play. And the only option I had was Oak Hill. Like, we was gonna do Oak Hill after that year, but ended up being TC.
Hold up. Now you see how you just let things go. He said we was gonna do Oak Hill. Now Oak Hill ain't coming for everybody. Oak Hill don't come for everybody. You gotta be a special player for Oak Hill to come for you. But go ahead. Now we're at TC. Let's go. All right. So I mean, even all right. So and this, because we're talking, like I said, we're giving the history behind this whole my childhood playing basketball in Baltimore. Leading up to TC, from
probably I'll say I won't even say when I'm 5. I'll say from 8 until TC, I was the best player in my age in Baltimore.
Okay.
Every year. And I'm saying this, not saying like it was like when we were younger, I think like Desmond Thomas, like he had more skill.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was smaller than me, he could dribble better, you know what I'm saying? But like when we got on the court, like everybody knew like I was the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
I heard stories. Stories. But yeah, carry on. So you ain't talking out the side of your neck. So go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
So from the age of, and like I talked to Marcel about this, like when I was 5 years old, I played with Melo. Like I got the video. Like when Melo first came to Baltimore, one of the first teams he played on was down Madison. Like he played for Coach Ben. Like I got the video down Bentlow. You know how, like some of the AAU stuff used to be down Bentlow. So I never played. I was 5 years old and I was playing 10, 12. So by the time I got to play 10 and under, everybody thought I was ringing. They like, oh, Malcom, you playing 10, like because they didn't have 10 and under. They didn't get under until I got 10.
And
so it was like
playing up to all that time. So now when you finally got a chance to play your age group, they like, no, you ringing.
Yeah, so they seen me finally play, and I'm like, nah, this is my age. I just was always like the mascot on the team, and I was just taking bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying? Like I was stealing from everybody, but I was so young that, you know what I'm saying? Like I hit my first shot down Mount Royal. I remember that was like when I did that, it was like, all right, then my confidence just hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hooping in the hood, but now I'm 6 years old. I'm playing 8-10. I hit a jumper from whatever down Mount Royal. Like that's when it clicked for me. So, you know what I'm saying? Moving forward to the TC thing, like people don't understand. I never lost the AAU championship in my life. In the state of Maryland, I never lost from 10 and under to 16 under. We didn't play 17s because we was too good. We never lost.
Say this again. Slow it down. Say it one more time.
From 10 and under to 16 under, we never lost the AAU championship. And 17 under, we couldn't play because we was too good. So when we talking about basketball, like my age group, like everything in Baltimore City, my age came through me. Right. When I was in Madison, it came through us. When I left and went to Mount Royal, nobody touched us. Like everything had to go through us. Yeah. Baltimore Stars, and when we went to Team Melo, like that, my age group ran through me. So I think people forget like how much we actually did. Not just me myself, but like the teams I played on with Madison and with Mount Royal, like we didn't lose. Yeah. So you can't talk about people the best in the city or whatever, and they didn't dominate their age group. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been around people, and it was mixed. Like it was, all right, he was the guy this year, he was the guy that year. Like every year from 8 to 17, I was the guy. Okay. So that's why, like, I be laughing. Like, and like I said, this is not even opinion. This is fact. Right. And anybody who's been around can tell you that. And it, like the guys who were the next best to me, like Sean, Dez, Tay came on late. Like they'll tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? And like these are my closest friends. They'll tell you. So like I be older guys talk about it. I'm like, y'all always talk about like y'all watched us, y'all was around us. Clearly not, because y'all not speaking on what it was.
See, when y'all was in, my era was that should have been at school or somewhere else. You know?
Yeah, y'all was gone. Y'all was gone. I used to get out of school to watch y'all. You know what I'm saying? My father used to take me out of school to come watch y'all play. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was down Dunbar and I've been in Doug. Like I used to get out of school early to come to high school games. Man, and my brother is 4 years older than me, so I was always a step ahead because I always watched him and who was around his age, because my father coached. So I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to follow y'all. It wasn't even a choice for me. Like I was around it. It wasn't even, I had to be around it.
You was a basketball baby and a basketball junkie too. Because you gotta love the game. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes some people stall out, they burn out, you know what I'm saying? Now you up TC though. Because what you did up TC, and last week, the debate was about Marcel top 10 TC list, right? Mm-hmm. Marcel had his list. That's his list. That's his opinion, right? You came on. You voiced yours. I've read you. I've read when I look at it, I say, all right. It's hard for me. I'm outside looking in at TC. You know what I mean? Like, I love to talk about it. However, I said it's hard to kind of like gauge who was the best, right? Who was the best. However, I could see who had the better career at TC. And if,
Right.
I just now read a lot of it to y'all when we first started. But the question I have, and you can think about this a little bit, and we could talk about it a little later. What was the best team?
Mm-hmm.
What was the best team? Because I'm looking at you. I'm looking at it. I can see why. Yeah, you number one. Y'all won. Y'all won a championship.
2 MIAA and BCF.
You all Metro 3 years. Player of the year, Gatorade. So I mean, we I already said everything at the beginning. So I understand why you feel like that. Mm-hmm. However, let's talk about TC, because I need the people to hear the work that you put on up TC. And can you tell people some of the games that you was in? I watched that St. Benedict game when y'all played up. Was it in Boston?
Yeah, Hoop Hall Classic.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. And that second half, the first half you was that second half,
I had to turn it up.
Yeah, you turned it up.
That was like, so for, at TC, and this is like, I'm not a historian at TC. I don't know, like, Marcel went deep. He knows deep, but I know like the top guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go and tell you like, all right, watch film on somebody from 20 years ago, because like, I know what we did, and I played for Coach Mike, so I know enough to know what my team was capable of. So when we talk about TC, my sophomore year, when I first got there, like I think it was Marcel sent me a video. We played Riverdale Baptist. That was like me and Tate first game together, and that was against Nola Smith and Mike Beasley, 2 NBA players, 2 McDonald's All-American players, 2 of the top players in the country. This is my introduction to TC. And when I first went to TC, I was playing kind of hesitant because it was a team full of seniors. Like I never wanted to go in there and just like, all right, this is my team. That wasn't my attitude. I wanted to go in there and just fit in. So like we played Riverdale, and like I wasn't really shooting a lot. Like I never really took a lot of shots in my career. So Coach Mike pulled me aside. I was like why you not shooting? I'm like, I'm just trying to fit in. He's like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't come here to fit in. He was like, I'm giving you the keys to the program. He was like, this is your team now. You know what I'm saying? For me, once he told me that, it kind of just was like, all right, like I ain't being nice no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm taking nobody's spot. I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, I'm new to the school, so I don't want to come in and impose my will. Like, I was like, forget it. I'm just hoop.
But that was a battery. That was a battery to hold up. I know you felt charged. Now you like, hold up, the coach behind me now. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm like, all right. I had just like that summer before I went there. I went to team camp with McDonough. And this is Dave Hahn offered me my first contract at LaSalle. This when Gary Neal first went there. Like, this is my freshman year. He walked on the court, pulled me aside, was like, look, I don't know if you know much about LaSalle basketball, but I'm offering you a full scholarship. That's when I took basketball serious. It was like, all right, I'm getting scholarship offers now. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm a little bit better at basketball than I think. And it took off from there. But when I got to TC, like, we played national schedule. So we had to play Newman Goretti. They was top 10. And this is on YouTube at Portsmouth. I mean, not at Portsmouth, at where do we play? What's Alhambra? We went to Alhambra. We had to play them. They was top 10. Like, we wasn't nationally ranked or none of that. We had to play them teams though. And 30, like I had 30 on them. Like, we had to play, like I had to play against everybody. You know what I'm saying? That year, St. Francis was good. But Mount St. Joe was like the team. Like, when I got to the MIAA, St. Joe ran it. So, like, we had to battle to overcome the St. Joe, the Gibbons. Like, Spalding was really, really good. So when we were talking about, like, I heard y'all like talking about errors. And Marcel kept talking about errors. And he's like, well, the guard play wasn't this and the guard play wasn't that. And then he started naming names, and I started looking up some of these names. I'm like the guard play in the era of the BCL MIAA, I had high major D1. Like, it wasn't no you know what I'm saying? It ain't names, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want to go into just dropping names, but you look at every team in the MIAA and the BCL, like it was a high major D1 guard. It was a high major D1 big man. It was 5 NBA players, regardless of what you want to say, forward, whatever. Like we had NBA players in our era, the MIAA BCL.
This is what I think it was. This is what I think it was. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this is what it was. When you said dominate, that's what it was. That's what Marcel. When you said dominate, then it was like, hold up. I don't know if you want to dominate. I can see you playing in every era or making in every era, but dominate, that's what it was. You want to speak to
So this is the thing with that. Speaking on that. So, and you know, the conversation was about Tech. It pretty much came down to me and Tech, like LaFonte. It wasn't
and it didn't supposed to go there.
Yeah, honestly. And I know. And this is my thing. We talk about eras, right? Mm-hmm. So we speak on like Mo Hatton. Like these are my guys. Like Mo. Like for me, like my basketball guys that I watch was Mo,